90 days can literally change the course of the rest of your life. Hey YouTube family, what's up? My name is Mila. Welcome back to another video on my channel. Thank you so much for being here. If this is your first time here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and let's go ahead and jump into today's video. Here's what I want you to understand. Locking in for 90 days can literally change the course of the rest of your life. So here's what we're not going to do. We're not going to just cruise through the rest of 2024, these last 3 months that we have, and just wait for something to happen or just say maybe next year or I'll start in January like everyone else. That's not what we're going to do. So here's what we are going to do. If you clicked on this video, it's probably because in the next 90 days, you have a vision, you have a goal, you have a mindset, a physical appearance, a financial situation, somewhere that you want to get to, that you'd really love to be. Perhaps you've been wanting it all year, and now we're reflecting and we got 90 days on the timer, on the calendar for 2024. I am right there with you. I am not speaking from a place of achieving greatness or that I've already crossed the finish line. I am right there in the last quarter with you. So this video is going to be my just honest, raw, outlook on how we can lock in these next 90 days. How are we going to achieve these things? What steps do we need to take? And basically how we're going to get there together. The first thing that is going to help us lock in and get to where we want to be in the next 90 days is going to be to shift our mentality. And I think that when you go into anything, mentality is such a key component that sometimes is so very overlooked by us because we're excited, because we're passionate, because we think it's just about the grind, right? But having the right mentality in these next 90 days is truly going to be so key in setting yourself up for success. So to share a little bit about the mentality that I have had in the past, basically, I just had like that type of mentality of like, it's go, go, go. We got to do this, no breaks, gas to the metal. That's the mentality that I've had in the past. Obviously, life has taught me that that's not the best approach, regardless of what you might see on social media. The mentality that I want you to have in these next 90 days is going to be one of audacity. Why audacity? First of all, trying to achieve something in 90 days is not impossible, but it is a challenge. It's not like you're giving yourself an entire year, 6 months. That is out of the window at this point. So we have 90 days to lock in. You have to have the audacity to go after the things that you want, to set yourself up for success, to wake up in the morning with a clear vision, no distractions, no excuses, nothing that can get in your way of what you want to achieve in these next 90 days. Audacity is going to play a big part in how we approach our days, how we approach our goals, how we approach situations that are going to come up. Because another thing is, these next 90 days, we're jam-packing so many holidays, so many family events, I imagine. We have the new year. This time of year can be hard for some people. You might be traveling. So all of those things, of course, are going to play into this. But if our mentality is locked in, I think that's a great place to start. This leads me into my second point. We have 90 days left of the year. I think we know that. We've made that clear. We got it. What about the other months that we've had this year? Something that I have been doing of late is reflecting and reevaluating. So that's going to be step number 2 in our 90-day challenge, is to reflect and reevaluate. What do I mean exactly by this? I've been journaling these past days, reflecting on how I started the year. I've been looking back at the goals that I made originally for 2024, the things that I've done, the things that I haven't done, what worked, what didn't work, where am I now? And lastly, of course, where do I want to get in these next 90 days? That's gonna be a bit of a feat to do because you have to be really honest with yourself. You have to say, did I actually set myself up for success? The game plan that I made at the beginning of the year to achieve XYZ, was it actually worth it? Did I stick to it? Was it a good plan, but maybe I didn't go about it the right way? All of these things are so crucial. Companies do this in business all the time, saying, did this work? They collect data constantly all year. And I hate to bring business into this, but I am in my business classes right now, so my brain is just has it like right here. But that's seriously what we need to do in our lives. We need to just think about all of the things that we've done. And obviously, now we're thinking about it in months, but you can break it down further and say, okay, what does my routine look like daily right now? Am I actually getting up early like I said I was? Am I taking care of my mental health? Am I seeking support? Am I seeking feedback? All of those things need to be taken into account before we can actually execute a good game plan for the rest of the year. The next thing I want to talk about is our environment. There are so many things that are in our control and so many things that just aren't in our control. And depending on what situation you're in, I totally understand if your environment is not something that is 100% in your control, right? Depending on your age, your situation, where you're at in life, I totally understand. But I think that there are still many different ways that you can control what you allow into your space, what you allow into your environment, whether it's through social media, people that have access to you, you basically deviating from your plan to go and please XYZ and putting yourself in X situation. All of that has to do with your environment. There's going to be a lot of people in these last 90 days that are going to just want to clump you into what they're doing, whether it's their situation, their mindset, their goals, the things they want to do. And you need to basically put a stop to it and say, actually, I'm going this way. I'm doing this. I'm not just going to sit on the couch these last days and just watch it go by, wait for the fireworks, and then start fresh on day one. These last 3 months of the year are extremely valuable. And if other people can't see that, or people around you, or they think that you're switching up or all this stuff, you have to learn to identify the noise around you and focus on what is actually relevant to you, where you want to get. Trust me, when it comes to that, I feel like I got some good skin. I got some good experience under my belt with that, because there was a time in life where it felt like I had no control over what I was doing, where I was going, who I was hanging out with, who was around me. And it was extremely frustrating. And all of those things did influence me at the end of the day, because at some point you kind of like want to throw your hands up in the air and say, well, if I can't beat them, then join them. But that is not the approach that we're going to have this year. So evaluate your surroundings, evaluate your environment, your social group, your text groups, everyone that you are around and the energy that they're bringing, what you're feeding off of, the shows that you're watching. Honestly, if you only knew how much all of those different things played a part in how we show up for ourselves. Okay, this next step is probably the most important one. Truly, like out of everything that I'm sharing with you in this video, it is one that I believe to my core. At this point, I should probably just get it tattooed on my forehead, but that is believing in yourself. If you believe in yourself, you're already halfway there. I don't know who said that, but I know it's a really great quote that I like to live by, and it's the truth. We have 90 days to achieve XYZ. If we don't start by believing that we can achieve it, by already visualizing ourselves there, by being Delulu, by just without a doubt saying, I know that I can do that. I've never been there before. I've never been in those rooms. I've never gotten called up for that promotion. I haven't reached that following yet. I haven't gotten reached out by brands. Whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, you gotta walk in the morning like it's right there, like that door is about to be opened. And it ties in with mentality, yes, but truly at your core, it starts with you. If you don't believe that you can achieve these things, it's going to be extremely difficult to convince yourself every day to get up and actually work towards that goal, towards that vision. Something that has really helped me that I want to share with you is showing up as if it's already done. I may not have a lot of subscribers on YouTube currently, and it's a dream of mine that by the 1st of January of 2025, I will reach 1,000 subscribers. That might seem impossible to some people. That might seem like, well, I mean, you're not even, halfway there or whatever. That's, again, all noise. I believe that I'm capable of doing it, but I also know that it's not just going to happen. I have to show up for my community. I have to get your feedback. I have to get better and better and better at this each time. And the only way that's going to happen, like I've said multiple times, is by putting yourself in these uncomfortable situations. So believe in yourself. I believe in you. I truly do. You're here watching me and I'm here looking at you. But at the end of the day, we're just humans and we have to support each other. We have to believe in one another. If you have no one in your life right now that believes in you, that is instead maybe putting you down or telling you that's too big of an idea, that's too much for you, I believe in you. And leave me a comment on at least one thing that you're trying to achieve so that I can cheer you on. I'm right there with you. Step number 5 in our 90-day plan is going to be to get really specific. I mean, really, really specific. I just shared with you that one of my goals is to reach 1,000 subscribers by the 1st of next year. Okay, that is still very broad. You have to get specific. How are we going to reach them? How are we going to gain them? What is that audience going to look like? By when are we going to hit these milestones? By when am I going to gain another 200, another 300 that I'm missing, right? That is what I mean by get really specific. So you can't just say, I'm going to lose weight in these next 90 days. I'm going to feel good about myself in these next 90 days. Are you going to seek therapy? Are you going to start journaling? Are you going to, whatever it is. So when it comes to these last 90 days, like we've already set the broad goal for this year. The broad goal for this year was probably, I'm going to lose 30 pounds by blah, 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 or I'm going to get to this financial position. I'm going to open this business. That is the big picture. Right now, we need to shrink it down to Lego pieces and say, this is the goal. This is the first milestone I want to reach. This is the second one. This is the third. And at each one, we have to go through the process of reevaluating and reflecting. Just because a method worked for the first one doesn't mean that it's going to work for the second and third one. And I think that is a mistake that I've made in the past, saying, well, in the past when I wanted to wake up early, for example, and go to the gym, all I did was set my clothes out and set my little alarm and I was good. Our brain is so smart. Eventually we start finding out these little tricks on ourselves and we get lazy, and something that might have worked in the past might not work now for a multitude of reasons. So get very specific of what you want, write it down, have it somewhere you can see it daily. Write it on a sticky note at work, write it on your fridge, write it in the mirror where you get ready, on the little mirror thing in your car, the visor, right? Put it there. It needs to be present constantly in these next 90 days. Because if we're just going to watch this video, give it a thumbs up, and go on about our lives, then we're not serious about where we want to get. This next step is often overlooked for many, many reasons, but it's important that we celebrate our small wins. And I think that culture right now has it so that we work, grind until the very end, and we reach that place, the end game, the finish line, and then we celebrate. But each step that you take, regardless of the outcome at the end, is a win already. You're already doing more than 90%, 99% of people out there. Even the fact that you're watching this video just says that you have an idea, you have a plan. You might not know how to execute it. It might be a little bit overwhelming, but you're not just wanting to cruise the rest of the year, like we said. So celebrating small wins. And that can be, you don't have to break the bank. It's not about spending money or showing off on social media, telling everyone about it. It can be a small treat for yourself. It can be an acknowledgement of the fact like, hey, we started here and now by Thanksgiving, we're here. It's something that I have to get better at. Like I said, I'm preaching from the stands. I'm never going to tell you something that I'm not working on or that hasn't worked for me, or just to give you a different perspective. I'm not someone here on YouTube that has it all figured out by any means, but I do tend to overwhelm myself, put a lot of things on my plate, seriously, and then I just forget, like, wow, we're doing this, we're doing that, we've already done this, So now I'm trying to kind of take a step back and reflect and say, wow, like, I've already done this. I've already reached this goal, and I didn't even think that would happen for another 2 years. So it's really important to make sure that we're celebrating our wins. The last thing I want to leave you with is an important step. It's to prioritize and focus, aka lock-in time. There's no point in beating yourself up about what you did accomplish or what you didn't accomplish by this point of the year. And it's also not too late to still do a lot of different things. So you can't just say, well, if I haven't done it by now, I'm probably not going to do it. Don't even say that. Don't even put that out there. But it is important to prioritize what matters most to you. What is truly achievable? And as much as I don't really like this word because I'm a big dreamer and all the things, what is realistic right now in the timing, in the situation, in your resources that you have, right? Make a list, get specific, and stick to it. Prioritize the things that matter, prioritize your time, have a calendar, set daily goals, intentions, your mindset. All of these things just come to this big tie-in of we need to prioritize and we need to focus. If there's XYZ going on and you'd really love to go, or it'd be great to do this, but it doesn't align with what we're doing, then I'm sorry, but it's not the time. And that is something that I feel I'm pretty good at. It's not my favorite thing to do, but it has served me so much and it has helped me get ahead in so many different situations in life. It's not a word that we throw out there often, but sacrifice. If you want to get here and you're over here, what are you going to do today so that your future self thanks you? Is partying, drinking, staying up late, going to that party, whatever the situation may be, really going to help you in the future? It's not about missing out on life or missing certain situations, but realistically, all of the small things that we do today add up for tomorrow. What are you going to sacrifice right now? How are you going to prioritize? What is going to help you focus more? I just want you to know that reinventing yourself in 90 days is a journey. It's not a race. And something I didn't mention, but I do just want to take a moment to mention is don't compare these last 90 days that you're going through to anyone else's. You know where you want to be. You know what you have to do. So if other people are doing other things and it's going great for them, wish them well, but you need to focus on you and where you want to be, where you want to get your family to, how you want to end this year. I'm really, really excited to see how this year ends for you, what you're going to do in these next 90 days. Make sure that you share comments down below so that other people can see what things you're going to focus on, what takeaways you got from this video, what you might have liked to hear, or what has helped you or what has hurt you in these journeys. It's really important to have a community of people that are going towards the same direction. So if you don't have that in your environment, like I said, then let this be the place where we can all come together and support each other. I personally am super excited, a little bit scared, but it's that good type of scared. It's that getting out of my comfort zone and seeing how much more we can push the dial in these last 90 days. So I hope that you've gotten a lot from this video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the thumbs up button. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one.